Hi everyone. This is the first episode of the Reading the Bible series, and of course we start with Genesis 1. I've named this episode Genesis 1 or God Plays Lego because this is essentially what he does during the whole chapter. He builds up stuff, as everybody should know. Okay, so we start with the beginning. Verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Okay, so God creates the heaven and the earth, which I get as the sky and the earth below us, which is reasonable. And the earth was without form and void. Okay, it's empty, barren rocks and whatever. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. There is no source of light. I get that. It sounds reasonable. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And even this is the second verse of the Bible, and we start with some strange stuff. The Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. There was water existing alongside God in the creation. Do you get that? How and why? I've actually heard people say, and people have told me that water is essential and so on, and it's essential for life, and it has some kind of hidden power and whatever, only because it existed alongside God. It's so important that even God did not create water. It existed alongside God. This is really strange. But when you think about it, it's not so strange if you consider that the people who wrote those texts and who created the holy books, as everybody on earth needed water, and water is essential for every society and every civilization. Without water, you cannot build sustainable society. And taking that importance of water, it's reasonable to put water on such high praise as God Himself. But yeah, logically, it's really strange. So in a way, this is again true because in the water is made of hydrogen and oxygen. So 2 moles hydrogen per mole of water, and in the universe and in the Big Bang, in the beginning, everything was hydrogen and just few other heavier elements. And still to this day, most of the stuff in the universe is hydrogen if you don't count the whatever dark matter and energy and stuff. So in a way, this is right. But I don't think that the people who wrote that knew it as a fact and they put it as some kind of a metaphor. So, okay, let's continue. The first day, light is created. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Fine. This also makes some kind of sense if you look at through science, because there was one thing called as the dark age of the universe after the Big Bang, where matter was hot and light was not able to go through matter. It was absorbed and emitted constantly. And the universe would have seemed dark because light can't escape it. And we see that today when you look with telescopes far enough that we can see those first moments of the Big Bang, the so-called Big Bang, and we see blank, we see dark wall because light was trapped. After the universe cooled off, it became more transparent and light was able to permit the stuff and the matters, and we observe it as the earliest galaxies and star formations. And it's cool to think about it, but yeah, there was light. Continue. And God saw the light that it was good. It's good. And God divided the light from the darkness. Well, this is really, really, really stupid if you look at it from physics point of view. You cannot divide light from darkness. Darkness is not something opposite to light. As everybody should know, darkness is the absence of light. if you read Terry Pratchett, he makes lots of jokes about that, like silence is not the opposite of noise, and it's the absence of noise, and darkness is not the opposite of light. And he creates stuff like anti-noise and anti-light, which are the opposite of light and sound. Yeah, let's continue on that. The light is photons, as is our today's understanding of physics, and the absence of photons is darkness, as we call it. This may make some sense if you look at it from some kind of moral perspective, from dividing good from evil, and even from the beginning and whatever. But yeah, everybody has to think about it. We're continuing. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. So again, we have day and night. We have the concepts of day and night introduced in the very first day. There are no, but as you can notice that the main source of that light, night and day stuff is the sun, which our planet orbits, and in addition to that, our planet rotates. So in the Bible we have night and day even before we have the source of light, which defines the day, because if there were no sources of light, there would be only night everywhere. You get that? And this is really against the people who say that the Bible is the only one true word of God and it's literally true and so on. It is not. You have to accept that. Not accept it, just go look at the stuff that people and science have found, and you just can't hold that anymore. So just think about it. What would have the myth of creation been if our planet was orbiting a binary star system? Yeah, we would have had two bodies in the creation myth, which would be the two stars of our system. You can, if you think about it enough, you can see the bias of the people who wrote that text, that they lived on our planet a few thousand years ago, and they just introduced stuff from their knowledge about the world inside those texts. And this becomes really more apparent when we continue reading the text. So, the second day, firmament. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. So water is everywhere, you get it? Yeah. Even from the beginning. And we divide the water. And let it divide the waters from the waters. So we have a body of water which is divided into two parts, basically. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. Okay, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. So now we have earth, soil, ground, whatever. We have this firmament, which maybe is the sky, and water below it and above it. And I guess that this water above the firmament will play some role later in the text. We'll see it. And we go to the third day, dry ground. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one plain, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. So now we have created the dry lands. Everything was submerged underwater. We have the continents, I guess. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called the seas. Well, yeah, he called them the seas because the people who lived in the region where the Bible is written have never seen the oceans. If they knew about the oceans would have been... They may have not called them oceans, but if they knew that there were these gigantic bodies of water, maybe the myth would have been built a little bit differently. Maybe it will be centered around these oceans, not the earth so much. Yeah, that's just my ideas, but it makes sense to me. So, and God saw that it was good. It's good, I agree. And now God said, let the earth bring forth grass, and the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. So we're now starting to talk about plants, vegetation, and what's the purpose of this? The fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself. Is this some show off of scientific, in quotation, knowledge about the nature of some kind of plants? Yes, we have that. We have fruit trees and their seeds are inside the fruits, but we have many different kinds of plantation that have their seeds, or they have spores or whatever. Or this is not. So why would one particular family of plants be included inside this, the first chapter of this holy text? Maybe because these plants were important, these fruit trees, and people just put them inside. If you try to think about what was common in that day, these things start to make some kind of logic from the perspective of the person who writes the text. But why would someone use this as something deeper, as a meaning 1,000 years after that, when the whole concept and the whole environment has changed? Okay. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself and after his kind. And God saw that it was good. I'm not sure that if this is a trait of this particular version of the Bible, but you can see it later also. Lots of stuff are just being repeated again and again. Something is said to be done, and after it's done, it's repeated. What's the purpose of that repetition? Like confirming that God is all, that is powerful, that everything obeys to Him? Maybe. What do you think? I don't know. So, and the evening and the morning were the third day. So we are now in the middle of the week. We may say the fourth day, sun, moon, stars. So yeah, you can notice sun, moon, stars. We had night and day and light before even we had any sources of light, being the sun and the stars, and the moon, which reflects light. But I'm not sure that I know that people didn't know that the moon reflects the sun's light, but yeah, let's go into that. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven. So as I read firmament, I know that maybe the meaning is different from what I understand, but firmament is something strong that you can, like the dome, like the thing that holds the heavens or whatever. And I think that here the message is that something is put on the firmament so it could stay there, not fall down or whatever. And this is not the case, as physics has shown us for hundreds of years now. But yeah, let's continue. And he put lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. Yeah, really. How this doesn't sound to you like reverse engineering a text to suit the systems that were developed from earlier civilizations in order to cope with timing and seasons and so on? How could you not see it? Yeah, so again, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give up upon the earth, and it was so. To give light upon the earth, and it was so. I'm really sorry for my reading, but not really good. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. So, making hundreds of billions of stars and galaxies is on par with the sun and the moon. Do you get that? Like, there are 100 billion galaxies with 100 billion stars each, at least, as an estimation, and each one of them has countless planets and their gas clouds and whatever in the whole universe. And you say that by he made the stars also. Isn't this the biggest underestimation in human history? I get it that way. It just strikes me really hard. It's really. But I'm not saying that about the people who wrote that before. I'm saying about the people who read it now and just don't get it after the exposition to all the scientific knowledge that we have gathered. Yeah. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. Yeah, the stars are set, whatever. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness again. And God said that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Yeah. Now, Friday. Everybody be happy. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, the fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. So the waters, life started in the waters. Well, it's fascinating. Yeah, the current theories are that life started in water because water is the perfect environment for starting life. And that's life as we know it on Earth. Who knows where life started somewhere else in the universe? But yeah, let's give credit for that they succeeded to pin that down. Life maybe have started in the waters. Okay, and God created great whales and every living creature that moved. Great whales and every creature that moved, which the waters brought forth abundantly, after their kind, and every winged fowl and after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Why do you put great whales in a separate? Are they so important that you have to mention them? Whales are just a few species of millions and millions of species that are now dead or now living. Why whales? Well, because people were fucking impressed by those whales because they are fucking big. But what if they knew about dinosaurs and flying dinosaurs and whatever? They would have input them. You cannot get to serious with that text when you get stuff like he made the stars also and he created great whales and everything else that was alive. I just don't like the wording of it. And again, tell me if it's just something about the current version of the Bible or the translation from the ancient text, but it sounds really stupid. Really stupid. And again, an ever living creature that moved. What about the creatures that didn't move? That still don't move, like corals and moss and fungi and whatever. They're living creatures. Fungi are not plants. They are not animals. They are different kinds. But yeah, they don't move. Some of them don't move. Why aren't they here? Because they didn't know about it when they wrote the Bible. This is the most how it's called stuff like that just can't make me believe anything from that stuff from that text. So yeah, and God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply and fill the waters in the seas and let fowl multiply in the earth. Okay, and the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And here by fowl, I think that it's about birds. Yeah, different kinds of birds. Yeah, we're nearly the end, and here is the sixth day. And God said, so this is Genesis 1, verse 24. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind. Okay, cattle and creeping thing and beast of the earth after his kind, and it was so. So we have some creatures coming out from the water, and now other creatures are coming out from the earth, like they're springing out of existence from the ground, yeah. And the most striking thing here is cattle. Really, cattle. These are farm animals like cows and bulls and whatever. Cattle is created by humans, like with selective breeding of wild animals. And again, it's the same argument. Why would someone put cattle and every other breeding thing? Oh, yeah, people relied on cattle for their survival and their existence. Maybe that's why they put it here, like a separate thing alongside every other creeping thing. Okay? And it was good, I guess. Yeah. And we are at verse 26. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness." Why do you speak about yourself in multiple? Why would you do that? Because you're... No, I won't make conclusions, but this again maybe is a text. Are you many things, stuff, people? Or are you one? Okay, is this because the people who did the Bible already inserted, because it was done after Christianity and so on, this version inserted that God was not a single entity, but it was projection of three or whatever? Well, the Holy Trinity? I don't know, we may see later in the text. So yeah, God seems like to be having multiple personalities. Yeah. And again, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. After our likeness, so humans look like God. So he has appendages and two hands, two legs and genitals and whatever, nose. Okay, it's anthropomorphic deity, and it sounds more reasonable to be than maybe the Indian goddesses with 15 hands and whatever. Yeah, but it's still, why do you need that? And the thing that troubles me the most: and let them have dominion over fish of the sea, and over fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. Yeah. You may have heard people, even politicians, even high-ranking politicians, use this as an argument for people to use and abuse the planet and the animals and everything that lives and is on it. These single lines, it's Genesis 1 verse 26. It just, people are able to use that as an excuse for everything that man can cause to harm this planet and the ecosystems, because some god of some tribal people few thousand years ago told us that man is created after his image and he has dominion over everything. So this is what infuriates me. And yeah, and God blessed them, and God said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it." Yeah, subdue it. You have to say it a second time in order to put it in our heads. This is written in England, so a few hundred years ago, but I'm not saying that it's a conspiracy for the oil companies. This is stupid, but yeah, subdue the earth. Use it, abuse it, leave it, whatever. You're man, you're created after God. You have no responsibilities for the world you live in. I'm not, again, saying something, I'm not blaming the people who wrote it, I'm blaming the people who read it today and apply this old way of living, which is maybe it was the only rational way to do that back then to our current situation, which is really catastrophic for our environment. Yeah, and have dominion. We'll continue. And have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air. And again we repeat and repeat. Verse 29. And God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of tree yielding seed. Sorry. To you it shall be for meat. So we will eat fruits and not meat. We are vegetarians by creation. Well, so every Christian who's not a vegetarian, maybe you should become a vegetarian. I don't know. Okay. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creeped upon the earth, where there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And all the animals are vegetarians, even the lions. Right. How about bacteria, which lives on other animals, and viruses and amoebas who eat other bacteria, and so on and so on. Yeah, everybody is a vegetarian, everybody is happy. Even the carnivorous animals. Well, I'm sorry, but this is not true, and this was never true. Some animals eat other animals. Humans do it also. Some animals do it really bad. Yeah. How about against an algae and bacteria? Why don't you define them? Because you didn't know about them, not you, the authors. And God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good. Indeed, it's really good. Yeah, I agree. We have a planet now. Yeah, maybe nobody says that it's a planet, but yeah, we have somewhere to live. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. And that's it. That's it, Genesis 1. So the seventh day is not here. I guess it's in the second chapter, Genesis 2. And we'll find out that in my next video. I would like to thank you for your patience and going through the whole video. I'm sure that many people just left it, but whatever. If you enjoyed it, that's nice, and I'll continue doing that. I'm sorry for my stutter and for my bad expression, but that's what I can do. That's are my abilities, and I'll try to improve on that and maybe get more confident when talking. I'll see where this goes. So thank you. If you liked it, leave a comment, or if you want to ask something. Yeah, bye, and I hope I see you soon.